Good Friday evening, folks. It is November 15th, 2024. I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Pandajis. We're talking about Tropical Storm Sara that's still pretty much in the same area it's been for the last couple days in the western Caribbean, impacting Honduras and Nicaragua with very heavy rainfall. And we're talking major flooding underway in portions of Honduras and the northern coastal areas. Lots of land interaction going forward with Sara. It's going to be moving over the Yucatan. That land interaction obviously will garner a weaker system. It's away from its warm waters, the fuel source for tropical systems. But then down the road, could it still be a threat to the U.S. next week? I'm going to show you the latest trajectory here, spaghetti plots, that does show it emerging into the Gulf of Mexico, but how weak it is at that point will determine how it evolves going forward. Here's how it looks on satellite imagery. I mean, it's a rather large system taking up most of the western Caribbean, but notice its center pretty much just over water, straddling the Honduran coastline there. And there's just not a lot of convection or thunderstorm activity flaring near that center. You can see in the last couple frames a little bit on its western flank there, but that's about it. So just bringing widespread heavy rainfall and tropical squalls, and it's just crawling. It's moving to the west at 2 miles per hour, so nearly stationary, and it will be bringing impacts to these areas in terms of flooding rainfalls. Not so much in the way of wind, because winds are only maxed out at 50 miles per hour, so minimal low-grade tropical storm, but the slow movement is key here. Here's the latest update track from the Hurricane Center as of 7 o'clock. Not much change, drifting to the west and eventually northwest over interior portions of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, and then re-emerging probably as a very weak system over the southern Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Campeche here. From there, it takes a turn to the north. You'll see that pretty clearly here on our computer models, our spaghetti plots. Pretty much in line here, converging lines as we go closer in time, and then divergence as we go a little bit later out. But takes a turn to the north and then eventually to the northeast, and could be a possible threat to the west coast of Florida. But how strong it is at that point is still yet to be determined, because we'll have to see what it emerges at after the land interaction. And there's going to be increasing wind shear off to the northwest here as well. So it's going to have a lot of obstacles to overcome if it's going to be a formidable storm, which is good news for Florida. So that's the latest on Sara. We'll have another update for you coming up this weekend, but you can find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Enjoy your weekend.